Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors in Winston, Chester. Glad to hear this morning. Got a great show lined up. But first, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. Looking pretty good today. High, listen, all the way back up to 77. We seem like we're in springtime. But low tonight only 63, so not much movement in the temperature there. Water temperature, the all-important water temperature, 71.6. So it is, it's been that way for 3 or 4 days now. And we talked about it last couple of days, that fall pattern, the fall migration is starting to be in full swing now. Just be aware of that if you get a chance to fish it next couple of weeks. It's important. River readings brought to us by Mountain Dew. Take it outside with Mountain Dew. The Apalachicola Bluntstown reading a 4.9. Pretty steady today. We're going to start dropping out a little bit for the weekend. The Choctawhatchee at Caryville, 2.5, and it's going to stay pretty steady for the weekend. So this weekend fishing should be pretty good on the rivers. All our rivers and feeder creeks look good. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Funeral Home and Cemetery right here on 23rd Street. We're looking at the high tide this morning at 404 low at 107. Today is November the 7th, folks. We're just in flat tides the next 3 days. So next weekend now is going to be some awesome tides. So it'll be a good weekend to go freshwater fishing if you're a tidal fisherman. Our marine forecast is right now is coming out of south about a 7. We're going to swing around later on this afternoon tonight, coming out of northwest, and might bring a little bit of rain with it. So be aware of that wind changing today if you're on open water. Let's take our break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Let's add a couple of names to our weekly drawing now. Remember, tomorrow now we'll be giving away a big red snapper every week now from Talking Dog Seafood, and also the second winner will get a $20 gift certificate. So we got a couple of names to add today. You can add your name anytime during the year, but remember now on December 31st to throw them all out and start again in January. So Larry Rowland from Colquitt, Georgia, and Jackie Rowland. These are some of our YouTube viewers up there in Georgia. Jackie Rowland, glad to have y'all. And Ivy McCutcheon from Springfield. Y'all are now in the drawing, and good luck to y'all. A couple of good emails and some good pictures here. We got a big show lineup, so we got to get started. Ned Maxwell, our viewer up there in Chattahoochee. Ned will go down today, St. George Island, SGI. That's St. George Island report. A friend and I went and caught 2 keeper whiting and a keeper flounder in the surf. We caught some smaller whiting. He got a bonnet head shark. Had waited out a thunderstorm for 30 minutes. Had a fun day. And that sounded like a fun day. Thank you, Ned, for sending that report. Also up here, our YouTube viewers up here. Hey, Coach, my son and I came from Wetumpka, Alabama to fish the tournament. We had a blast. That was my first slot raider I've ever caught. We met a great group of people this week. We'll be back next year. Thank you all. And we appreciate that, Team Sports Spot Snatchers, okay? And good job there. A couple of pictures real quick. Another one of our viewers, Mark Stafford, a couple of wood duck boxes for Roger Davis for his lakefront on Deer Point Lake that the hurricane got last year, and replacing the 2 wood duck. Okay, so what happened? Mark built these wood duck boxes. And we talked about all the damage to nature, and that was one of them. So Mark built these for his friend, and they're going to put them back up there in Deer Point Lake. A great time of the year to get some wood duck boxes together. You've got a group of kids who want to do something good and all. Build some of those wood duck. They're not hard to build, but it'd be great to get them back up there because all of them got wiped out with Hurricane Michael. A couple more. Brad Hawthorne, my son Landon, got his first deer today. Good job, Landon. Congratulations. That's down on the river, river hunting. And real quick, I don't usually do memories. This popped up on Facebook a year ago. I joked about this. This is in my front, looking out. All my trees torn down, but I said I got to get a new clothes dryer because we lost everything as far as electronics and all. And I was hanging up a clothesline so she could hang clothes out. I said I got a new clothes dryer, but nobody, she didn't think it was that funny. But everybody got a kick out of it. It was a joke. Okay. And okay, we got enough on pictures. We're going to take a quick break now. We've got a long video coming up. So let's take our break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I've got a lot of good comments on the kennel show we had the other day from the Oprah up there in Oxford, Mississippi, Wild Rose Kennel with all those labs, got a lot. People have asked us to show that again, so we're going to show that again later on down the road. We're going to show that again because it was a great video. But now, getting back to our Oprah trip, one of our goals this year, we're going to just sit down with Tess Randall Jolly and do an interview with her because everybody's doing like this, and we made a vow, and we've been wanting to do it for years. So this year we got to sit down with Tess. Did a good interview, wonderful interview, and just a great lady, a wonderful person. And this is the interview. Gail and I sat down with her, and she's just talented and gifted, and she's just a giving person, and she is so talented in photography. Remember all the pictures we talk about her showing and then sending to us, and we put them on the show all year round. So let's go ahead and run this video, Jeff. All right, folks, we're sitting here with Tess Randall Jolly. Y'all have seen her pictures on Panhandle Outdoors on numerous occasions, and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Winston. I really appreciate it. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, listen, we've been trying to get together. We see each other once a year, but we've known each other, 6 or 7, 8 years now. We see each other at these conferences, and then I show you pictures and all. But I told the folks on the way up here, we're going to get some stories on you. So tell the folks, you're a Florida girl originally.
Oh, yeah. My family moved to Florida in 1958. I was going into first grade, so I grew up most of my life near Ocala, down a little south of you, and we were farm family, and we were a hunting family. So I was one of those tomboys in the family that liked to be outdoors with my brothers.
And you said your dad took you hunting a lot, your brothers?
Yeah. When we moved down there, I started on small game like my brothers, rabbits and squirrels and that sort of thing, and Dad joined a hunt club, and that was back in the 1960s. That's a long time ago, and he didn't know it because we'd moved from Kansas and hunt clubs were new to him. Yeah. And he got ready to hunt. I was about 9 years old, and they informed him that women and girls didn't go into the club except on Thanksgiving and Christmas. So when he came downstairs, I was ready. I was sitting there with my brothers, and I said, I'm so excited. And he said, honey, I'm sorry, but I didn't know, but I can't take you today. And I went upstairs, and I was crying, boo-hooing on my bed. And Dad walked up the stairs, and I heard him coming, and he peeked in, and he said, are you okay? And I said, I just want to go hunting. And he sat down beside me, and I'll never forget that morning. He kissed me on the forehead, and he said, you really want to go hunting that bad? And I said, yes, sir. And he said, well, I'll tell you what, if you do what I tell you to do, he said, I don't believe in breaking rules, but he said, I think that you need to go with me. So here's what we're going to do. So you want me to tell you the rest of the story?
Real quick, yes.
Okay, real quick. Long story short, he took me into the hunt club along with my brothers, smuggled me in the dog box, dressed me as a boy, and named me Harvey.
That's hilarious. But that shows your passion at that age for the love for the outdoors. It's carried on, then you later on you got married and you ended up in North Alabama?
It's really East Central Alabama.
East Central, okay.
Yeah. We live closer to Tuskegee, but I've been there the last 30 years and kind of changed careers at midlife and got into wildlife photography.
What were you in before?
Racing greyhounds. I was a dog trainer.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Did that come from the Ocala background?
Mm-hmm.
That's
interesting. My family has,
I never knew that.
Yeah. We had racing greyhounds, and we had a breeding farm, and I was a trainer.
I bet you had some good ones.
Yeah, we had some fast ones.
Oh man, that's another story.
Yeah.
So then you decided that wildlife photography was your passion.
Yeah, when I retired out of the greyhound business, I was in it with my parents for 25 years, and I married Ron Jolly, who worked at Primo's, and I had always taken photos. My dad was a great photographer, self-taught, and he encouraged me to teach myself, get some more training in it, and I wanted to be close to the wildlife. Yeah. So it's been a great fit. I do what I love. You won't get rich, but you have so many riches and blessings, so many friends, and I'm just very blessed.
Well, the quality of your, and it just speaks for itself. The covers of the magazines that you've been on, the hunting magazines and all, and it's just amazing every time I see your pictures.
Well, I appreciate it, but it's not just me. God gave me a talent, I guess you'd call, to be able to capture and be patient, but without parents who loved me, who took me to the outdoors and recognized that love that I had for the outdoors, and then to have my husband be supportive. You wrap yourself around people who you support and they support you. And really, it's kind of what I call a team effort, but I'm blessed.
I know people always, we show you pictures on there and I get all kind of comment. Briefly, your equipment. We don't just, I know you
just real quick?
Yeah, well, I know you spend a lot of years putting everything together, so tell us about it.
I shoot Nikon equipment.
Okay.
And depending on what species I'm shooting, I use anywhere up to a 400 millimeter lens. Which you can get, very detailed shots and get close-up shots. And I specialize in white-tailed deer and wild turkeys. Wild turkeys are my passion, and I never get tired of, and they never quit teaching me something. That's the beauty of photography, is you're actually hunting.
Yeah.
You're hunting. You're just recycling as you hit the trigger. When you press that camera trigger, you're capturing, you're bagging, you're tagging, but you're also going to get another chance to do it again.
That's right.
That same animal. So it's the best of both worlds. I still love to hunt. I have a passion for hunting and always will, but I love to share what I learn with other people that maybe even can't get outdoors. It's not just to show people that do enjoy the outdoors, it's to show people that can't maybe get out there. So I enjoy it, love it.
What are some of your favorite photographs you've taken over the years?
One of the favorites is a turkey that I named Loverboy. That I photographed for 5 consecutive years. And these are wild. These aren't coming up in the backyard stuff. But he would come to the same field every year, and he actually kind of gravitated toward my blind. And I have some photos of him. I would take a pile of leaves in the blind with me, and after all the hens had gone to nest for, later in the season, he would come under this big oak tree, and I would be in my blind in late April, and I would scratch leaves and purr. And that old bird would strut all the way around my blind, thinking there was a little hen in that bush.
Oh, my goodness.
And I have some photos that are some of my favorite, because he's within me to you, really, in just a piece of camo separating us.
Yeah. Wow, that's exciting.
Interacting with animals with calls is probably those photos where I know that I'm actually I'm pretending to be a hen, but those photographs are special.
Yeah.
When you get reactions from animals that are interacting with me. So.
And same way with the deer. Recently you had a picture of the deer sparring back and forth.
Exactly.
That was fascinating.
Yeah, that's hard to get. You've got to know the signs that it's going to happen, and that's what my challenge is to recognize the little body language that animals give. There might be a perking of an ear, or the hair might raise up, or the eyes might look sideways. And when these bucks in late summer are getting ready to shed off their velvet, the testosterone level goes up, and so what were the boys of summer hanging out together are now going to be rivals in the fall. So this period right now in September and October is when you get those kind of interactions. They don't really want to crash yet with antlers, but they get up and they slap each other. And it's really amazing to watch.
That was some great photography that you did on those books.
Appreciate it.
What are some of the magazines you've covered? You've been on cover of what is all of them?
Quite.
NWTF.
NWTF, Deer and Deer Hunting, Turkey Call, Turkey Country.
Outdoor Life.
Quality Whitetails, Outdoor Life, and I do in a lot of the regional conservation magazines. Yeah. Virginia Wildlife, Kentucky Afield, Alabama Wildlife, Oklahoma. in Mississippi and all, but I do some books, provide photography for books and calendars.
Yes.
Ads. Just artwork. That's one of my favorite is when an artist calls and says, I need a photo of a turkey doing such and such. Do you have it? I want to paint it.
Okay.
And I have a nice collection of prints of turkeys that I've photographed. So it's like a little museum, a little hall of fame of turkeys that have been subjects of mine.
Okay, well, the next question, what kind of advice would you give to, we have beginners out there, we have all kind of photographers, wildlife photographers that want to get into it or just do it on weekends, of course. What kind of advice would you give them?
If they want to get started
well, not
shooting
professionally, just how can they
shoot better?
Yeah, shoot better.
Yeah, decide how much you want to spend on a camera and just get what you can afford. Read the manual. Nobody wants to hear me say that, but read the manual. Be patient. When you get around wildlife, give them time to give you their behavior. Just be very patient and shoot all you can shoot. Always have a camera with you. Even if it's just a point and shoot or your phone, the more you shoot, the better you'll get.
Yeah.
And if I gave one technical bit of advice to make your photos better, is to always look beyond what you want to take a photo of and see what the background is. If there's a car in the background or a house or something, you'll make your photos so much better of wildlife if you think about what's going to be in the background.
Yeah.
And that was one lesson. That and shooting a lot with digital, you can delete all the bad ones.
Yeah.
So just don't, the more you practice, the better you'll get. But always try to get at eye level with your deer or your turkeys. And if you can get lower, it's even better. That's much more dramatic the lower you are. If you're taking photos of game that you've shot, I believe in showing respect to the animal. Clean them up a little bit and pose them in a way that shows respect to the animal.
Very good.
That's something that I really believe in.
That's a good point too. And you have a sort of blind set up. You sort of have a ground blind basically, how you work that up?
I do at our farm because these animals are, they're wild, so I don't get out like you can in some national parks where they're kind of used to campers and hikers and you can kind of get close enough, but most of the situations down here in the south, I have to get in a blind. So I have several blinds, and we plant soft and hard mast food plots. We have pine plantations. We let native areas grow up. So I can move around as the deer are keying on certain areas, then I'm ready to move blinds and be where I need to be.
Very good.
But it takes a lot of patience. A lot of bun time.
Well, we just admire all the work you do. I know our viewers get a kick out of it, and I want to thank you. When we get together at Southeastern Outdoor Press Association, this is a group of good folks in it.
It is. Very talented outdoor communicators that serve such a great purpose to this country, is to share their knowledge and to enlighten the public. And you do a tremendous job, you and your wife, Gail, in reaching people as well. And with social media, you can reach so far out there, and I appreciate all that you all do too.
Well, thank you so much. And we're all in this together.
Amen.
And our viewers feel the same way about all this. So
exactly.
We appreciate everything you do, and thank you for this interview.
Hey, you're welcome. Anytime. Thank you.
Tess Reynolds, Ollie. Welcome back, folks. Listen, I hope you enjoyed that. Wasn't that a great video with a very talented and wonderful lady? And we're glad to share it with you. And I know a lot of our Seopa friends are going to watch this on YouTube. So good morning to all of you folks. All right, let's take a look at our fish and game time today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Looking at 8:05 this morning or 10:05. And this evening, after that rain comes in, 8:26 to 10:26. Now, I don't have a lot of time left. I'm going to get started on this. I probably won't get to show you all this. But you know, we talked about our game cameras and all. They've been out a while, but now the ones that come out, and you know, we had Ronnie and Mark from C&G on the show, and the new Spy Point, how it sends the phones to your pictures. I mean, sends pictures to your phone. You got all kind of stuff. And listen, Gail and I went and got one, and we got it set up. Took it up to my granddaddy's place up there, right on the county line between Liberty County and Gaston County, and set it up the other day, and we've just been tickled just watching the pictures and all. And I want to just show you some of the pictures. And it's not a big place. It was special to me because you know, I have fond memories as a little kid. But we put up a gravity feeder. Okay, here it is right here. One of our first pictures after we left, and that's a field. And that's a gravity feeder, and of course, one of the first things show up, there are always turkeys around there, and some nice turkeys showed up, so we were tickled about that. And then, of course, you know, most of everything happens at night. The big bucks are out at night. They're not walking in daylight right now. We all know that, and all kinds of things walking out. One of the first things we got at night, well, a big old raccoon, and see those eyes in the back? There's a family of them. They found them a picnic, so. We've counted 5 or 6 at a time coming in there. I just want to share these with you because we're getting a kick out of it. And then a fox came walking by, not a coyote now, that's a fox. And it's okay, used to foxing up there. And guess what else showed up? A bear, not just a bear, a big bear. Check it out. Folks, he's been there every night. Look at here. I think right here he's chasing that raccoon up the tree. I really think that's what happened. Because what it started. Now, I don't know if he fell down trying to climb the tree or if he's just taking a nap. He's on his back right there. And this is entertaining. All right, look. And see here, don't it look like he's running toward that raccoon? So I think what happened, raccoon ran up a tree and he went after him. But isn't that some wonderful entertainment? And then he's trying to climb. See, look at him. That left tree, he's trying to climb it. It's better than going to movies. And then I'm not sure, I think he relieved himself on that tree, I'm not sure. And then what happened, he's scratching his back. Look at here, he's scratching his back on the tree right there. Is this not nature at its finest? Uh-oh, and then a coyote comes in. And we did see a deer, big old doe, and we haven't seen it. We're running out of time. I got all kinds. Anyway, we got excited about it. We're going to show you all kinds of pictures. I'm going to bore you to death with these pictures off our game camera. We got to get out of here. Thank you all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. We appreciate the viewership. Do something good today for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.